Please give a hand for our players for the second match today. Representing Norway, Viktor Durasovic with captain Christian Ruud. And their opponents, representing Brazil, Felipe Meligeni Alves. Joined with captain Rafael Pacciaroni.
So the players making their way out onto the courts. Norway needing the win to square the tie. Brazil with the advantage, having won the women's singles earlier on today. We just saw Felipe Alves, and now having a look at Team Norway with Viktor Durasovic. Peter Basoldis and Josh Eagle with you in commentary, with Colin Fleming joining us courtside as well. And Josh, I'm looking forward to this encounter.
Absolutely, two really talented players who primarily get to play on the Challenger Tour, but this is the next level up. This is big-time tennis here at the United Cup, and as we see Durasovic there in picture, ranked around the 300 mark, and I think a real opportunity to make some well-earned ATP ranking points in this format, and also plenty of cash up for grabs.
If you haven't seen Viktor Durasovic before, you'll see a lot of unorthodox shots. He's not afraid of trying things. Here's Felipe Alves already at the net, and he's about to be joined by Durasovic.
Hello, Victor, this is Madison. Okay. Gentlemen, we do live electronic line calling, so all the calls are made by the system. You will have the close calls on the board.
So he knows what it's like to play the absolute top level, and he's also played a fair bit of Davis Cup representing his country, so this won't feel foreign to him. Should feel relatively comfortable. He's been in here in Brisbane for a week or so. We've seen him training a lot with Casper Ruud, his fellow teammate. So for me, this should be a real opportunity, and one that he should be relishing, because when you're on the Challenger Tour, you dream of playing in these big stadiums in front of big crowds, and this is a perfect opportunity for Viktor today.
Certainly is. So he is representing Norway today. Last year, or earlier this year, we still are in 2022. He did make it through the main draw of Sydney. His opponent today is Felipe Alves from Brazil, 24 years of age, and he did get his ranking into the 130s throughout 2022.
Yeah, he's a talented player. We've already seen him play a match here at the United Cup, and a really solid ball striker, but both off forehand and backhand. Tennis is in his blood. His uncle, Fernando Meligeni, made the semi-finals back in the late 90s, also from Brazil. So a quality ball striker.
2 minutes.
For me, will go in favoured to win this match. Gets a lot of his wins on the clay courts, but I think he's suited to this hardcore surface here at Pat Rafter Arena. We know it's playing pretty quick. Big forehand. We'll see a lot of that today as the match progresses and unfolds.
He acquitted himself very well a couple of days ago against Musetti, and he played.
Yep. Well, he was actually down a set and a break and got his way back into that match in that second set and got it back on serve, but it was just the class of Musetti right at the end for Team Italy, where he came over the top of him. But it was a very good performance. I'd imagine there'd be a fair bit of nerves here for both of these players as first time meeting, but they would be familiar with each other, given the fact that their rankings are not too dissimilar, so they would cross paths at challenger level events.
They have played once on the Challenger circuit, so first time on the ATP Tour level, so they would have been familiar with each other's game. Should be highly entertaining, given
30 seconds.
the shot creations that we was talking earlier about. Viktor Durasovic, remember seeing him in Sydney in that first round match against Andy Murray. Pulled off some wonderful shots. And that was after he qualified for Sydney earlier this year. So he obviously enjoys playing on this this style of court.
And I think benefits from playing, representing your nation. He represented Norway in 2022 at the ATP Cup. So this can be a great stepping stone, these tournaments, and you often see one or two players really have a bit of a breakout event or breakthrough from playing the United Cup. You know, when you represent your country, it's never easy. Some players thrive, some players, you know, they feel the weight of expectation, but Viktor Durasovic is one of those guys that really benefited and has benefited in the past from being around Casper Ruud and Team Norway.
And then Josh, being at this level, so close to a slam where they've got qualifying coming up for a lot of these players, and gives them that self-belief. And then you check in the first week of a slam, and there they are in the first or second round.
So much to play for in this United Cup. Big cash, big points on offer.
So Brazil against Norway.
Representing Team Norway to serve.
Viktor Durasovic to open proceedings.
Ready? Play.
Oh, it was in. What a shot to start. A highlight in the first point.
Yeah, just a close look at it. Just catches the outside of the line, and this is important first match for Durasovic. You really want to sink your teeth into it, get off to a good start.
That's a nice response. 200-kilometre-an-hour ace.
(15-30).
Responds well there with a winning the point after getting a little bit of trouble at 15-30.
A quick motion on serve. Fast with the arm.
And a nice hold in the end for Viktor Durasovic for Team Norway. Let's take you courtside and welcome in Colin Fleming this morning. Hello, Colin.
Hey, guys. Good to be down here. Again, it's near perfect conditions for tennis, really. It's warm, but it's not too hot, not too humid. Obviously, we've got the cover, and pretty impressed with the start there from Durasovic. He's got good pace on the serve. Seen him play in the ATP Cup a couple of times, and I think you guys have framed it very nicely. It's an opportunity for both these men to, to post a win for their countries. I think it's fair to say Meligeni Alves maybe slightly more at home on a clay court. So even though he's the higher ranked of the two, I think there's a definite opportunity for both of them. And look forward to bringing you some of the insights from courtside.
Win predictor, 67% here for Durasovic, the lower ranked player. But I think you're right, Colin, the fact that Alves Meligeni gets most of his wins on a clay court would probably the reason why Win predictor is looking at it like that.
What about the factor, Josh, of Alves has played out here on this court?
Yeah, I think that's a big advantage. I really do. It's there'd be nerves for both players. It's actually hard to get practice. It's been difficult to get practice time on this court because there's 6 teams here with 4 or 5 players in each team. So just leading into this, getting that practice time, and such a unique venue, unique court.
Yeah, and he acquitted himself pretty well, I would say, against Lorenzo Musetti from Team Italy. 4-3 loss, but you know, Musetti's he's a top player. He's established himself in the top 50 in the game, and he'll have taken some confidence from that, I think, Meligeni Alves.
(40-15).
Game point here to hold in his opening service game. Nice return from Viktor Durasovic.
40.
I'm always intrigued. You watch this level and you look at their rankings. Durasovic 340 in the world, and you watch some of the shot making and you think, why is he ranked 340 in the world when he can play as well as you will see today? Same for Meligeni Alves. It's just such a fine line, that the nuances of improving and why they're ranked where they are.
Game.
And as you see, Team Brazil on the board, I think it's just a lot of it is self-belief, and that's why these events are crucial, where you get more court time on big stadium courts like this, and you believe that you belong in the locker room with the top players, and because they can all play so well.
You touched on something too a moment ago I want to come back on with Meligeni Alves. He is around other players, obviously, in that team environment. But Viktor Durasovic has Casper Ruud as pretty much his hitting partner for the last week.
Yeah, that's massive, isn't it? Yeah, you get to live and breathe what the world number 3 does on a daily basis. You get to be their hitting partner and train, and it's the quality. They just seem to be able to extend and stretch that quality, whether a training session is for 1 hour. It is really all about quality and everything they do. Off court as well, the professionalism. That's the difference, I think.
Third to love.
You liking what you're seeing from the Durasovic serve?
I am.
Nice. Takes it to 40 love.
Yeah, he's got a really solid game and hasn't come out here. He hasn't tried to overplay. He's been relatively disciplined. It's a good start. Ball's coming off cleanly.
40-15.
Loose shot there from Durasovic. Spent a lot of time in Spain, has Viktor Durasovic. Family moving there for his tennis at the age of 14. Loves representing his nation. Norway. Well, skidding off the line, and now all of a sudden, gone from 40 love to 40-30. Like to find a first serve here and close this game out.
Game, Team Norway.
That's what he does. A hold there for Durasovic.
Team Norway leads 2
On
games
serve
to
early
1.
in the opening set. Plenty to do, as we say, around southeast Queensland. Some great beaches. Terrific ways to spend your days on the sand. Tobogganing on Moreton Island is certainly one of the highlights around southeast Queensland, that's for sure. That could well be a pick of Josh Eagle if he wasn't here at the tennis.
Wonderful. Incredible beach line, there's no doubt about it. Let's take a look at the service motion. Smooth. Ball toss gets up nice and high. Good leg drive here. You'll see him really launch up. The launch pad possibly could get a little higher even, but it's a pretty simple technical motion where not a lot will go wrong with that. Well, the flat serve, I think he could potentially develop a little more slice on that serve.
So we're on serve early on. Meligeni Alves to serve at 1-2. The fourth game of the opening set. The second match of this tie between Brazil and Norway.
15 love.
And he's got that slice serve working well early on.
He does. He served well also against Musetti. The shot that let him down was actually the return of serve.
This
is a fast court. Really, I think one of the fastest I've seen in years on the tour. And I know we've spoken about the ball as well. It's a new Dunlop ball they're using this year. It's firm, it's compact, it's also playing quick. And Colin courtside, it must look really fast down there, and especially for someone like Meligeni Alves, who plays on clay, this must feel really fast.
Yeah, it is. It's apparent how quick the conditions are. And the other thing that's standing out early on, both these guys, you know, they hit the ball great, as you guys have pointed out, but they both look pretty close to the red line, I would say. Especially Durasovic, you know, he talked about the serve. He's going for a lot of big flat serves, and I just wonder how much margin there is in his game, you know, and as this set progresses and things get a little more nervy perhaps towards the business end, will he be able to sort of maintain the level? There's no doubt they both hit a good ball. They're both hitting big. It's quick conditions. Should be some entertaining points. But it's all about maintaining that level, as you know.
He liked getting the better of that exchange. Meligeni Alves holds, and we are at 2-all in the opening set. There was some clean striking there again.
No, Colin's right. The ball striking, they are ripping, absolutely unloading. And again, I'm just fascinated to see, to watch this level of players at their ranking. You know, there's plenty of upside for both of these guys where they can move on up into the top 100. I think a lot of it's got to be when you watch these guys and you watch guys in the top 100, there's very little or if any difference in terms of the ball striking, but it's the self-belief and the mentality. I guess that just shows you tennis. It's such a played between the ears.
There's still time for both players as well, both in their mid-20s.
Left, first service.
Not all that long ago, you would have said almost towards the end of their careers, but times have changed. Players playing well into their 30s.
Well, last night was a great example. Stan Wawrinka, 37 years of age, just played incredible last night. And you know, these guys, they're professional. They do all the right things. They eat well. Rehab and prehab's very much part of their daily routine.
A little opening here for Meligeni Alves. Durasovic at 15:30.
This exact return, that backhand, the ball just jumping up a little, getting high on Meligeni Alves. He struggled a lot with that return.
Yeah, a couple of times that's happened, Josh. He's hit one or two good ones when he's able to get the ball slightly earlier and get it before it gets kind of above the shoulder height. But that one got right up on him and struggled to control the ball. So it's definitely just some early tension here as well. Both of them looking for the kind of early advantage. They both want to be winning this match for their country.
Well, Colin, you get the feeling early on that both of them see this as a real opportunity.
Yeah, absolutely. I think Durasovic, you know, he's played 2 ATP Cups, but he probably hasn't had many opportunities like this, you know, against a guy outside the top 100 in the world to try and post a win. And equally for Meligeni Alves, you know, you'll see this as a match he should be winning, but that can bring some pressure as well, especially when you're playing for your country.
For the first time in this match, one of the players under some real pressure in the service game. Nice way to respond to that pressure, though.
Team Norway.
Yeah, when that first serve goes in, he's winning 90% of them. Viktor, 201 km/h serve, so it's pacey, it's accurate.
Alves with some real depth to his ground strokes in that rally.
Deuce.
And we're back to deuce.
Yeah, this is very much the modern day men's tennis player where they like to look to use forehands at all times. That's the shot that will do the most damage. Just incredible ball striking really from both players.
Advantage.
Break point for Meligeni Alves for Team Brazil.
It's just what Colin's alluding to, just going for it, redlining there.
Yeah, I'm not too sure why as well, Josh. You know, he's been troubling Meligeni Alves with that kick to the backhand, hasn't he? Suddenly just gone for a huge second there on a big point.
He responds well.
Deuce.
All or nothing.
Yeah, you get the feeling when Victor's stepping up to the line, his mentality is, I'm just trying to hit this as hard as I can. He wants free points, he wants cheap points, but he's certainly going to have to earn it today, I suspect.
That's nicely played. And it brings up game point. A big confidence booster if he can hold here. Game over the 6-minute range, longest game of the match.
Deuce.
And it's these long games that are often played occasionally throughout the course of a match that can really determine the outcome.
Advantage, Team Norway.
Game point now for Durasovic.
Deuce.
Again, we're back to deuce. Those unforced errors starting to mount early on. In the double figures early now for Viktor Durasovic.
Yeah, it's just pretty apparent, guys, courtside, just how little margin there is. I mean, he's hit a couple of winners that are just lights out, huge hits, but you can see a shot like that just completely flying on him. It's a roller coaster of a game, isn't it? The level's so up and down.
A fist pump from Alves brings up break point number 2 in this game.
Advantage, Team Brazil.
And again, we go back to deuce.
Deuce.
Yeah, really going for it, Durasovic, and we've seen him play several times over the last couple of years, and I just think he's really redlining it. Just a little too aggressive.
Advantage, Team Norway.
It's hard to be critical because if you want to push up in the rankings and get into the top 200, top 100, you have to have a big game. So you have to sort of practice and play a big style.
Game.
He closes out the game very well in the end. Marathon, 5th game, and we continue to be on serve. It's Durasovic leading 3-2 in the opening set.
Bra fighta. Han spiller bra. Han blir frustrert.
When you visit Brisbane, you don't have to go too far to see some wildlife. Go and see some of the animals at various locations, including Lone Pine Koala Sanctuary. At certain times of the year, the whales love to come and play around southeast Queensland as well, or feed the dolphins at wonderful Tangalooma on Moreton Island. Brilliant stuff, seeing the kangaroos as well. No shortage of options to see the local wildlife around southeast Queensland. Boy, that was an important hole for Durasovic.
Certainly was. Certainly was. He's come out here with a mindset where it's all or nothing. It's his coach right of screen, Frederick Laverne. Casper Ruud's dad, left of screen. Also a good player back in the day. Around 40 in the world.
Mer håndkle, liksom. Å snyte et håndkle. Jeg har ikke noe papir.
So a big sigh of relief from Viktor Durasovic when he was able to hold. And Josh, what does that do now to a player like Alves, who missed the opportunity? Is crowd enjoying the DJ in action here at Pat Rafter Arena? This turns in now to a big service game now for the Brazilian.
It does, but it also would give him confidence, Alves, knowing that he will get chances as the match progresses.
15 love.
That's a big miss, Colin.
15 all.
That's missed by metres.
Yeah, that's got to be 3-4 meters long, and he was annoyed at not breaking in the previous game. Just got to be careful he doesn't carry that over here. Looks a pretty volatile character.
A bit like yourself.
Sometimes.
Tennis court or golf course?
Both, mate. And that's, for me, the key for Durasovic to, well, win this match, but also, you know, raise his ranking. There's no doubt his good stuff is very, very good, but I don't know what the error count is, but it feels high, and a lot of them are kind of big misses, careless misses. That's just a rally ball, and pretty evident the ball's just flying on him, missed by, what, a metre or so beyond the baseline.
Yeah, that's 13 unforced errors for Durasovic, 5 games in.
Yeah, and part of that, I think, comes from the fact he's hitting the cover off the ball just about every shot, and you know, even the best players in the world, if they come out and try and do that, they're going to make a lot of errors. And well, he just has to look at his #1 player, his teammate Casper Ruud. You know, yes, there's some big hits at times, but there's an awful lot of margin in his game as well. Spin, ball well within the lines. It's all about raising that kind of base level, isn't it?
That one just dropped in from Durasovic. Still game point for Meligeni Alves.
Game, Team Brazil.
He holds. And we're at 3-all now in this opening set.
3 games all.
Back to have a look at this all-or-nothing approach from Viktor Durasovic on serve.
And you get the feeling this first set will be pretty important in the outcome of this match. Who can settle, who can play their best tennis towards the back end of this first set.
We'd love a quick hold here.
Love.
Brother, sister on screen.
Carolina.
An uncle, sister, and now puts that one long. Alves on screen. So 3 players from the same family on tour.
Yeah, it's rare. It's not that often. It's very much a family affair. Fernando Meligeni. His big result back in 1999, semi-finalist at the French Open. Very talented left-hander. Actually played at the same time with Gustavo Kuerten, so they were a very formidable Davis Cup nation.
Foot fault there from Viktor Durasovic.
30-15.
In fact, that Davis Cup team played here in Brisbane in a semi-final against Australia in the year 2000. And we saw Fernando Meligeni play singles alongside Gustavo Kuerten at a manufactured court at a football stadium in Brisbane, at ANZ Stadium, as it was known, QE2 Stadium.
40-15.
That was the court the year before that Evgeny Kafelnikov called the potato field, isn't it? Yeah. Josh wasn't a fan of that court at all.
No, he lost to Wayne Arthurs, I remember, in that match. And
that's right.
Nasty left-handed serve. The ball was going all over the place.
And for the lower percentage play and missed. Back to deuce again on the Durasovic serve. So under pressure again, the Norwegian.
Advantage, Team Norway.
That's another ace away. That's his 6th for the match. That was a nice return from Alves, set up that point.
And Colin, I'd be interested in your thoughts on, do you think that these two players, particularly Durasovic with this game style, would play like that regularly on the ATP Tour throughout the course of the year?
Yeah, good question. I think, I just have a feeling, obviously a big event, high profile for these guys, the ranking they're at. I have a feeling Durasovic in particular is trying to play a little bit above his normal game. He doesn't look like someone that plays with loads of margin at the best of times, but he's really going for it today. And, well, it's a high-risk strategy. Again, I just sense some frustration from Meligeni Alves that he's anxious, he wants to get the first break, he wants to get ahead. I think if Durasovic could hang on in here and nick this first set, things could get really interesting.
Wonderful pass. You like that one, Alves.
Deuce.
And we're back to deuce. Whoa! The eyes lit up, the head went up, and the ball went a long way out. And what it does do, it brings up another break point now for Meligeni Alves. Great return from the Brazilian, and he has the break in the opening set. Meligeni Alves leads 4-3. Fist pump from the Brazilian.
Okay. Det var litt sånn hadde litt flytt der, så du hadde jo egentlig det gamet på forventen, men
Plenty to do in around Brisbane. Kayaking on the river, always very popular. Bike rides around the city as well. So when you're here enjoying the tennis, make sure you take part in all the other activities around the city as well. And if you are in this part of the world, you can come and hire a court at the Queensland Tennis Centre as well, including you can hire Pat Rafter Arena.
Time.
That'd be cheap.
okay, kom igjen. Skal tilbake.
There's clay courts here as well, grass courts. A massive moment in the match with the Brazilian Meligeni Alves getting the break in this opening set. Trying to consolidate now at 4-3.
50 left.
Yeah, smart use of new balls here. You see it so often, don't you, guys, when the new ball is in change. They love the slider wide on that first point. The ball just skids away lovely. You just can't afford to make it. And that shot was not like it was trying to hit a winner. That's a neutral backhand where it's a rally ball. He has to have more margin.
Well, that one dropped in from Durasovic.
I don't mind seeing unforced errors when you're actually trying to make it happen, or and just like this forehand, like he's absolutely going for a winner here, but there's probably been about 6 or 7 shots where he's made errors on balls that are just a rally ball, and that, if you could just tighten that part of his game up, I'm sure his ranking will increase.
40-15.
I just wonder here, guys, as well, you know, he's played 2 ATP Cups. Durasovic, 2020, 2022. I think, if memory serves, he's won 1 set in 6 matches. You know, is there a bit of mental baggage for him here? You know, thinking, here we go again on the big stage, and I'm falling behind.
Set it up beautifully, but then couldn't finish off the point, and Alves is able to consolidate the break and leads 5-3.
I think you're right, Colin. I think there's got to be an element of it where he'd be thinking, look, these chances don't come along that often, and I'm just going to go for it, that type of mentality, and I just don't want to go to bed tonight thinking I didn't absolutely go for it and just sort of make things happen. But it's a fine line, there's no doubt about it, and that line is just a little red for my liking at the moment.
Great hitting from the Brazilian there, Colin.
Yeah, great hit. And just the reason I mentioned that, I just look at Durasovic since getting broken at 3-all there. He's looking pretty dejected, the head's down, frustrated, and that's only going to feed Meligeni Alves' confidence as well. This is going to be his day.
Talk about confidence, Josh, and what would it do here? I mean, even if he loses this set, just to make the Brazilian go out there and serve for it, try to put a bit of pressure back on Alves.
That's right. That's an absolute must at this stage of the game. You really just do everything you can to hold on, and of course for Meligeni Alves, if he has to serve it out, there'd be certain nerves there. And that's a well-constructed point right there. Yes, aggressive, but going to big margins, big targets within the court. Wasn't really going too close to the lines. And this shot here, very smart. Back in behind. And I know we say it all the time, but a top 100 player would have a different awareness to what we're seeing here for Durasovic. He would they make immediate changes. They don't just, these unforced errors don't flow for this long generally. They will change their game plan. They will be always thinking.
It just missed. Millimetre in it. Maybe 2.
You know, the best tennis players in the world are the best problem solvers. And
30-40.
we're not seeing it just yet from Durasovic.
Set point here for Meligeni Alves with Team Brazil. Durasovic serving it. 30-40. And he gets the set. 6 games to 3. 2 breaks in the back end of the set. And it's advantage Team Brazil. Meligeni Alves taking the first over Viktor Durasovic.
Well, that's a great result for Team Brazil. Not a lot there in it. Physically, he's sitting there. He'd be feeling pretty relaxed. He's looking at the iPad. Thinking, boy, this is pretty comfortable. I'm loving what I'm doing out here. So, but for this young man, Viktor Durasovic, let's reset here. Let's go back to the drawing board, and I'll be fascinated to see if he comes out with a completely different game style, because he needs to. He cannot afford to just keep ripping. As we take a look at set 1 summary, it's the real killer is the unforced errors there. 21 unforced errors there for Durasovic, and that's just hurt him badly. Yeah, I mean, you're only going to win 24 points to win a set, so he's almost gifted a whole set of unforced errors. So if he can just halve that or tighten that up, he'll be in a lot better place. But for Meligeni Alves, a solid first set. I like his first serve percentage up at 80%, and anytime you can serve up at around those numbers, you're going to give yourself a very good chance. So it was a tidy set for me. I think Meligeni Alves has benefited from already playing a match out here on Pat Rafter Arena. Durasovic on the flip side looks, to me, just a little anxious, a little nervous. But overall, Team Brazil, they have got themselves in a very handy position here in this tie after taking the first match earlier today and winning this first set right here.
Brazilian bench like what they saw in the back end of that set. Meligeni Alves coming out to start the second set, and there's Viktor Durasovic.
Second set, Team Brazil to serve. Oh. 15 love.
Looking to pick up where he left off here, the Brazilian. Durasovic not far away from you, Colin. What are you seeing as far as body language is concerned from the Norwegian player? Well, that might improve things if he was looking a little sluggish.
Yeah, it's a nice point, isn't it? Good finish at the net, but he's still looking pretty down and dejected, if I'm honest. I think this is a really dangerous first sort of 3-4 games of this set. If he's not careful, this match could get away from him in a hurry here. He's got to put more balls in the court, you know, just solid hitting, big targets, and try and make himself a bit tougher to beat here. I'm just not convinced, though, as I say, with him sort of seemingly having a bit of a negative outlook here, that he's going to be prepared to do that. It's a big chance here for Meligeni Alves to cut him loose here.
Big miss, and in the end, a easy hold to open the second set here for Meligeni Alves.
Yeah, just more of the same. That's what you want to do if you're in this winning position. Team Brazil. The thought process and the message from the coach would be just 5 or 10 minutes. Just try and play a good 5 minutes here. And let's just take a look at the rally hit point comparison. You can see Meligeni Alves standing pretty deep in the court there. As you would expect from a clay court, 52% of the shots are from 2 meters behind the baseline. And on the flip side, you've got Durasovic, who, you know, has a flatter ball and is playing way more aggressive, and he is really up in the court. So, and these are the little subtle changes that you can make. And I would hope Durasovic can just sort of maybe just buy a little bit of time to cut down on the unforced errors and just push back in the court himself a little bit.
It's only the second game of the set, but this is a big service game here for Viktor Durasovic.
Let second service.
Again, you can just see how deep Meligeni Alves is standing to return. He's a good 3 meters behind that baseline here on a second serve.
Love 15.
I think it's actually quite a smart play, because he was struggling at times in that first set with the kick getting up on him. So by moving back, he's just ensuring that ball goes into play. And I think ball in play could be enough for him here. Durasovic is just error after error to start this set.
In trouble early. Love 30.
Love 30.
And the Brazilian growing in confidence.
Yeah, and that's the advantage when you serve first in a set. You're up 1 love. You can get that initial break 2 love and then consolidate 3 love. It just, the scoreboard pressure, it's just killing Durasovic at the moment. He's just feeling like he has to do way too much.
That's a nice shot.
That's brilliant. That's what he can produce, but you get the feeling
15,
his
30.
mind is racing way too quickly, and it's all happening way too fast. He can just sort of slow things down a little bit and just take his time and produce more of that. He'll give himself a chance. Wow.
30 on.
That's a good shot.
Living dangerously, though. It's just clipped the back of the line.
Well, it was an important one because he gets it to 30 all. Back from love 30. Break point now for Meligeni Alves.
The hard thing is, it's when you're ranked outside 300, you're not even guaranteed main draw of challenger level. So, you know, there's times where you just don't get a lot of matches at the back end of a season. Struggling with confidence.
Saves that break point, and we're back to deuce.
Deuce.
Yeah, definitely would have loved to have just made that backhand. It's anywhere, just get it into the court and force Viktor to play a volley. He'll just know and sense the occasion. So important here, Alves, to make his opponent play.
Oh, that's some wonderful hitting from Viktor Durasovic. And he brings up game point.
Team Norway.
Talk about a mixed bag.
It's very much hit or miss. This one, 138 kilometres an hour. That's right up there with the big forehands of men's tennis.
Oh, there you go. That's how it's done. And we're at 1 all.
One game on.
Well, that should raise the confidence levels.
Yeah, it's just, you just got to dig in and stay with your opponent. When you're not feeling confident or you know you're not playing your best level, it's just about trying to extend the match, stay in the match as long as possible until things start to click. And we saw glimpses of it right there in that game. Some brilliant points. We just need more of it.
Yeah, can he apply some pressure on the Alves serve?
And this is the danger, isn't it, for Meligeni Alves? You don't want to become too passive and have the mindset, well, I just need to get the ball in the court. So it's a catch-22. You still got to stay aggressive with your mentality, your footwork. But you just can't defend against that. That's just great ball striking from Durasovic.
Nice serve and a good point from Alves.
15-all.
Yeah, huge swings, these guys. Just generate so much power. And the slide on the hard court, that's great pictures of the athletic ability of the modern day tennis player on a hard court.
Let first service.
Climbed over that return with Durasovic, and now a little opening for him at 15-30 on the Alves serve.
Yeah, I like the return, hard and fast, quick into the forehand of Meligeni Alves. He's got a big swing. Ball just scooting through.
He fought hard in that point, did Durasovic, but that was some pretty impressive stuff from Alves in the back of 30-all.
Yeah, really confident ball striking from the forehand here. Heavy, good margin, nice shape over the net. Just no way to defend.
We're at 40-30 after Durasovic puts that one long.
Let's go.
Oh, what about that for some ball striking from Viktor Durasovic?
Deuce.
We're back to deuce.
Well, I don't speak a lot of Portuguese or Spanish, but there's a pretty clear message here. Tranquilo. Stay calm, stay cool. There's not a lot he can do about these points from Durasovic. I mean, he's hitting the ball as big as anyone in the game, honestly. It's huge hitting from the baseline. That can be difficult to play against at times because, you know, the match is being decided by Durasovic, but you just got to hang tough here, Meligeni Alves, and trust his game. We saw a couple of these tough ones at the start of the first set, and well, once he was able to get the advantage, ran away with it. So he'll be hoping that that will repeat itself in the second here.
You talk about hitting the ball as big as anyone, and he does. He's, you know, you can tighten that up by your tension, your string tension in the racket, where the ball's not flying quite as much. Yeah, there's different setups with your racket that you can get where the ball, where you have more control. That's something that you can fix pretty quickly. And I just wonder, I mean, some of these balls are missing by meters, where I wonder if his tension is, string tension is tight enough at the moment out there. That's a powerful racket he uses as well, the head gravity. It's one of the more powerful rackets going around.
Alves with another game point.
Team Brazil.
And we're back to deuce.
Yeah, dangerous part of the match here for Meligeni Alves. He would feel like he's very much on top in this match. Has had opportunities to break in that first service game of this second set. Didn't get it done, and now he can just sense that Durasovic is starting to make a few more balls here.
Well-constructed point from Viktor Durasovic. And now he has a break point of his own.
Team Norway.
You can sense the frustration building there on Meligeni Alves. Numerous opportunities in this game to close it out. 8.5 minutes, the game duration. That's a nice way to save a break point, and we do go back to deuce.
Yeah, and that reaction from Meligeni Alves says it all, because he just knows he just has to do everything he can just to try and take a little heat out of this match at the moment, because Durasovic is just all guns blazing, and he's very much a passenger at the moment. Meligeni Alves just has to try and land a couple of first serves and get to the sit down. Just like that.
Advantage Team Brazil. Let first service.
He did what you asked him to do, but couldn't finish off the point. Fifth deuce of this game.
It's funny, Josh, you hit the nail on the head. I think it all goes back to that love 1, 30-40.
Yeah.
He had the backhand pass. If he makes that, I think it's at least 3 love, if not more, by this stage. But he's really frustrated here. Just needs to be careful.
Advantage, Team Brazil.
Taking his time, I like it here. Meligeni Alves just trying to process what's going on out here.
"11 minutes this game duration. Durasovic now with a look at a second serve. And we are at deuce again.
Deuce.
When the ball comes at you as hard and as fast as what is happening here with Durasovic just really ripping it, it is hard to control it, and that's what we're seeing here. Team Brazil struggling to sort of get control of some of these deep balls that are coming at him quickly.
Let first service. Advantage, Team Brazil.
Can he close it out this time? He does, finally, a hold for Meligeni Alves. We're on serve. Team Brazil leads 2-1, second set.
Quando você está sacando 180 para cima, você está ganhando praticamente todos os pontos no saque. Agora, quando você coloca um problema, seu saque passa para 5.
There's plenty to do culturally around Brisbane as well. You got the Brisbane Powerhouse, which is a terrific venue. Live venue for comedy and all sorts of concerts. Goma, the gallery of modern art as well, always a terrific place to visit when you're in Brisbane. Not too far from the CBD. And of course, there's some great restaurants in and around the river as well to enjoy. Look at the relief on Meligeni Alves, having held serve there. She won in the second set, having taken the first 6-3 in the match, already going over the hour mark, 1 hour and 8 minutes. See the perspiration and players really going for the towel. That humidity is showing.
Yeah, it's warm. It's a warm day here in Brisbane. Just had a few passing showers a little early in the day, which is, I guess, risen the humidity here in Brisbane. Still a beautiful day, as always, in Queensland.
You know Pat very well. Does he come and give the venue a scrub? Does he keep it clean? His house?
He's too busy on his tractor these days, mowing his own lawn. really a crucial part of the match here for Felipe Meligeni Alves. He would feel he's winning this match. He's up a set. He's had chances. Can he go on with it? This is where maybe just a little bit of doubt creeps in, because you'd be thinking, boy, Durasovic did make a lot of unforced errors in that first set. He has to improve. He'd be thinking that he's got to get better.
Well, there you go. Nice serve from Viktor Durasovic. Love a quick hold here to throw it straight back to Alves. Another big miss.
30-15.
He's looking to slow things down, goes to his towel. Whereas in the first set, both players were really getting on with things.
Yep. Colin, it's very noticeable just how big
30 all.
these players are swinging. Just every shot, particularly, I know Victor there is just near you courtside. You can give him a high five as he comes, but he is swinging so hard.
Yeah, and it's every ball. And as you guys say, it's not the hottest day you'll find in Brisbane, but it's not cool either. It's pretty humid, so it's physically hard work to go so big on every single shot.
And I think when you swing as hard as Victor is swinging, you lose your technique a fraction, and that's what's happened. The technique is changed just purely by just swinging too hard.
Deuce.
Yeah, that's just not a shot you see from a top player. It goes for the big serve. It's a good return. You just got to respect that ball. Just redirect it, stay in the point. He's tried to annihilate it, and maybe he makes it, but I don't know. 2 out of 10 at best.
Advantage.
Yeah, 32 unforced errors, Colin. That's it's extraordinary. And actually, he should feel pretty pumped. He's still actually in the match.
Game.
We're at 2-all in the second set. Having lost the opening set 6-3, he's responded well here. Viktor Durasovic. 32 unforced errors. By right, he should be in the players' restaurant having lunch. Or on his way to the Gold Coast, one of the two.
Enjoying the surrounding beaches.
It's just a decision-making thing, isn't it? I mean, I don't want to be too negative here because he's playing some points, Durasovic. You think, wow, I wish I could do that. I wish I could hit the ball that hard. But just the decision making at times is, it's a little questionable. You know, it's just when to pull the trigger rather than doing it every ball. You just got to get, you know, even in a simple terms, you know, think of a traffic light system or something. Yes, when it's a green light, by all means, you know, go for it. But those kind of amber balls, you just got to hang in the rally, you know, move it around, defend when you have to defend. Even there, it's a first serve return. He's trying to just absolutely smoke it back into play.
He just hasn't been able to build any sustained pressure, even though you're going for it. There's times where you just have to just dig in and just try and build a little pressure, point after point, good point after good point. We're not seeing that at all. Seeing flashes of brilliance.
40 love.
Not wanting to put the mock on Meligeni Alves, but he'd love this. A quick hold after a marathon service game in his previous game on serve. Still at 40-15. Does hold, and we are still on serve in the second set. Meligeni Alves leading 6-3, and will come out to serve at 2-3 in the second set. You don't have to go too far when you're in Brisbane to see the beaches, because they're right on Brisbane's doorstep, including some great shipwrecks and around Moreton Island. You can go diving. They had a great diving spot there, as you can see some of those wrecks around Moreton Bay, Moreton Island.
Stradbroke Island, also a wonderful spot to visit for a weekend or a day trip. Just a short ferry ride across. So there's so much to see in and around Brisbane City.
Sure is. And many of the Bay Islands. Great part of the world.
Tenker på de liksom korte lave at du ikke overspiller, at du heller ruller den litt inn. Ikke sant? Her, ja, har du her og du kan slå, skal du slå videre, men noen ganger hvor du liksom blåser på litt for mye på litt vanskelige baller. Heller rulle oss på neste, hvis det bedre lege på neste. Kom igjen nå, opp og frem på søk.
One of the great features of the United Cup, being able to eavesdrop on the conversations happening in the player area, the team dugout, if you like.
Yeah, Christian Ruud, he coach of and father of Casper Ruud, got to top 40 in the world, and he was the ultimate backboard, the absolute grinder. And I just wonder what he would be thinking sitting there watching a modern day player just ripping the ball and making these unforced errors. I'm sure it would be frustrating.
Yeah, he'd be finding it a tough watch at times, you would think. It's a, you know, very different style of player.
Yeah.
And probably just hated giving points away. And he's watching Viktor Durasovic give away, you know, 2, 3, 4 a game here.
Yeah, this is massive right here. Just takes way too much risk on here, just trying to slow things down.
Trouble here at love 30. And now he's in big trouble. 3 break points for the Brazilian. And a show of frustration from Viktor Durasovic. Big opportunity here for Meligeni Alves. He's got Durasovic at love 40. What a shot from Meligeni Alves. And he has the break, leading 4-2, second set.
Team Brazil leads 4 games to 2.
Well, you felt it was coming. It was high-risk stuff from Durasovic all match long, and this is an awesome way to get the break. Well-deserved here from Team Brazil, and he's been close to breaking in this second set, but the reaction says it all.
Yesterday, Colin and Josh, we were in commentary for a game we saw Matteo Berrettini play, who's one of the heaviest hitters on tour, if not the heaviest. But you see, is that the difference between a player like a Durasovic and a Berrettini, is that Berrettini knows when to pull the trigger and he limits those unforced errors.
Yeah, well, you talk about the big forehands in the game. We know Berrettini, his average shot rate is around 130 kilometres an hour. Durasovic is even going bigger than that. So he's hitting the ball harder than, well, certainly going for it, than the likes of Berrettini, who's ranked #1 in terms of shot speed on tour.
Love.
38 unforced errors on the racket of Viktor Durasovic.
Game, team.
And he's racing towards the finish line here. Meligeni Alves leading 5-2. 2 quick games in the second set. After having taken the opening set, 6 games to 3. He's a lot more content now, the Brazilian.
Yeah, he'll be feeling a lot better about things now. Set in 5-2. Because there was that little patch there, wasn't it, just for about 5 or 10 minutes where Durasovic started to turn things around a little bit, and the balls were starting to go in, and it was a little uncomfortable there. But I have to say, just not quite sure Durasovic is confident enough. He's not in good enough form at the moment.
5-2 in the second set. Alves leading, and there's a look at Viktor Durasovic.
A little warmer here than it would be in Oslo at the moment, I can guarantee it.
Probably by about 30-odd degrees Celsius, maybe even close to 40.
All right.
As we said in the first set, big game here for Durasovic, just to hand it to Alves to close things out. That's a nice shot to get things underway in a must-win game.
And again, these first couple of points of this game, you just see what Viktor really is capable of. It's there, just hasn't been able to find it often enough.
40 love. C15.
Seen plenty of those misses throughout this match. Still with 2 game points.
Game team.
He holds. And the match now on the racket of Meligeni Alves. And Brazilian
Brazil leads 5 games to 3.
with that break, leading 5-3. And a chance now to close out the match.
Yeah, really well done there from Durasovic, just not gifting this match away, just asking the question right here. He'd be desperate to try and get this first point on return, just to throw a bit of pressure back on Team Brazil. And there it is.
Love 15. Important opening point.
Love 15.
Great start. You're in that. You really feel like you're in it here.
It's the first serve. Right when he wanted it. Meligeni Alves. The 15 all. Love another one here just to settle any nerves he might have in closing this match out. Durasovic puts that one long, and now Meligeni Alves just 2 points away from sealing it. You know, though, that Durasovic won't die wondering in his next couple of points. Terrific stuff from the Brazilian. And he brings up 2 match points.
40-15.
Nicely done from Meligeni Alves. And a victory for Team Brazil over Norway. Alves winning 6-3, 6-3 over Viktor Durasovic. Professional performance from the Brazilian. Brazil now lead this United Cup tie 2-0 after that straight sets win for their #2 men's player. He likes that one as well, as he should.
Yeah, really disciplined performance from Team Brazil today. I think he's benefited enormously from already having a match out here. He looks comfortable, Felipe, right from the word go, and it was just too solid today. And a real disappointment for Viktor Durasovic. He wouldn't be happy with his performance, but Team Brazil, gee, they're in a great position right now.
Nice start to the tie for Team Brazil. It's been a good day for them. The tie will continue tomorrow. Viktor Durasovic departs Pat Rafter Arena. It's a nice reception from the crowd.
Yeah, he gets it done, doesn't he? He was good in every department today. And you can just see what it means, the relief.
Big smile on the face there of Meligeni Alves. Getting the win. Well, let's take you courtside, and Colin Fleming is with Meligeni Alves.
Felipe, congratulations. You've put Brazil in a really strong position to love ahead in the tie. You must be really happy with your performance.
Yeah, I think it was an amazing match today. I think I could play a really good level during all the match. He was hitting really hard, so for me it was kind of difficult sometimes serving. But yeah, I'm really happy to get this point to Brazil. I think my team is amazing. Everybody was pushing me through like all the match, and I'm just really happy.
Yeah, you mentioned Viktor was hitting a really big ball. How important was for you to, you know, just stay calm, keep the concentration, keep believing that you could come through? He was hitting some huge winners at times.
Yeah, it was really difficult for me to keep calm. He was putting like a lot of pressure in my serve, so I just managed really well to be calm when I was serving. The game in 1-1, I think it was a pretty large game. I managed to be calm all the way, so I'm just really happy to get this point and to get my first victory of the season.
And your uncle, Fernando Meligeni, he played the Davis Cup semi-final here in Australia in the year 2000. They lost Pat Rafter, Leighton Hewitt. But what does it mean to you? We're here, Pat Rafter Arena. You're representing Team Brazil in the United Cup. It must be a very proud moment for you and your family.
Yeah, it's amazing. With my ranking, I don't play like a lot of tournaments this big. And the United Cup is just an amazing opportunity for me to maybe do an amazing job with my team. My uncle, for sure, my family are all really proud of me. My sister is here with me, so it's just so special to play for Brazil, our colors, and I'm just really happy with the match.
Well, if you keep playing like you did today, I'm sure you'll be playing on some more big stages. So congratulations, go and enjoy with the team.
Thank you very much.
He had a snapshot there from Felipe Meligeni Alves of what the United Cup means to the players. And he's about to sign some souvenirs for the crowd that were on hand at Pat Rafter Arena.
And that's the beauty of this event. It really is a special event. For these guys, as he alluded to, don't get the opportunity to play on these big courts that often, and plenty of pride, passion and emotion here for Team Brazil.
Our man Courtside caught one of those balls down there that he's hitting into the crowd. But pleased to report that he did hand it over to the kids sitting behind him. Good stuff there from Felipe Meligeni Alves. Great to see. Plenty of youngsters, as you just saw there too, who have been at every session of the United Cup here at Pat Rafter Arena, the future of the game. Seeing some of the best players in the world, being entertained, obviously, and hopefully taking a thing or two home to learn as well. As Meligeni Alves about to depart the court. Signed a couple of autographs too on his way out for some of the locals and some of the Brazilian fans that are on hand here as well. Every session has been so well attended.
You want to soak these moments up, representing your country. Always plenty of Brazilian fans all around the world. They love their sport. And really was a solid performance here for Felipe Meligeni Alves. I thought the serve was really good today. 69% of first serves in, and he was rewarded 76% of those when winning when they were going in. And he was tidy with the unforced error rate, just 12 unforced errors. He was really, it was difficult because the ball was coming so hard and fast because Viktor was absolutely unloading. And as you see it, 40 unforced errors for Viktor Durasovic today. Way too many unforced errors in that match, and really would be a little probably, for me, disappointed with his performance today, but take nothing away from Team Brazil. A thoroughly deserved victory.
Certainly was. And he enjoyed that one. Felipe Meligeni Alves. So that's a 2-love lead in the tie for Brazil over Norway after the opening 2 matches this morning in this tie at Pat Rafter Arena. Haddad Maia didn't have it all her own way early. It was a tight opening set, but ended up closing out the match in straight sets, just like her countryman in Felipe Meligeni Alves in the match we just saw. 6-3, 6-3. Coming up later this afternoon. Well, this is going to be really good. Poland against Kazakhstan. And Josh, we get to see the world #1 in action.
Yeah, that's what we've been waiting for here in Brisbane. Iga Swiatek, boy, what a year in 2022 it was for the world #1. Won't have it her own way. Yulia Putintseva is a difficult opponent. And then I'm really looking forward to match #2 as well, because Timothy Skatov, he was world #1 a couple of years ago as a junior, and certainly capable of doing some damage today.
Well, we're looking forward to the night session, evening session here at Pat Rafter Arena. It's been a brilliant morning, particularly if you are a fan of Team Brazil. Brazil winning both of the singles matches to open their tie against Norway. And Pat Rafter Arena, for now, it's a very good afternoon.